Greetings, family. This is Bomani Tayamba, your tour leader and tour organizer for your Ghana May 2018 Journey of a Lifetime and all of the other journeys that we have for our tour schedule for 2018 and 2019. And this is April 2018. We're a month and about a week away from our Ghana Journey of a Lifetime. So that's the main thing that we're going to be talking about today, and talking about the full itinerary and the flight schedule. That way everyone could be clear from start to end of what we're going to be doing. Other journey that we have is Ethiopia with optional Tanzania, and that is November 16th to the 29th. And that information, along with all other tour details for 2019, is on our website, africafortheafricans.org. Now, everything I'm going to go through with the Ghana tour information is going to be based on the same information that's right there on the website. Once you get to the Ghana Tour May 2018 link, once you click on it, you'll see all of the articles. You'll see the tour overview and itinerary, and you'll see several other articles. And last time we went into details about the departure reminder list, which is that preparation. So we'll go back to more of it on the final conference call to just reiterate things. All right, so let me get into our itinerary. Our Ghana Repatriation and Investment Tour, May 23rd, June 5th, 2018. So day one, Wednesday, May 23rd, we depart Atlanta to Accra, Ghana via Amsterdam. For those who are not from Atlanta, your schedule may be different based on whatever we confirm with you. So all of us are going to be meeting in Amsterdam. Some of us get there early, some of us get there a little later on, but the goal is for all of us to connect the next day, day two, 2 hours before the flight, and get all connected and proceed with the journey. Now, day one, the main thing that we want everyone to focus on is make sure that you start packing your bags ahead of time, and pack your 2 50-pound bags. If you're looking to bring school supplies, the more the better, because once you get rid of those school supplies, you can bring things back. And once you have your bags organized, just make sure you work yourself best as possible with the 50-pound limit. So you'll allow 2 bags, 50 pounds each, right? And if you go over 50 pounds, that's $100, so it's 51 to 70 pounds. Now, if you want a third check-in bag, that's $200. All right, and the main thing is when you take your bags to the counter, make sure that you have your ticket receipt that shows that you're leaving from your departure city, airport, all the way to ACC. So everyone's tag should say ACC. If it say anything other than that at the end, that's the issue. And then you'll see your connection information for Amsterdam. So usually there's no mistake on that, but there's something that it's want everyone to just focus on, because that same ticket receipt is what you have to show when you're departing the Ghana airport. They want to make sure that everybody have the right bags. Now, your 2 carry-on bags, you can do like a 20 or 21-inch spinner or roll-on, or you can do a duffel bag or something that's in a small laptop bag or so on. So it's like a small luggage, and then optional things like a backpack or a briefcase and things like that. So nevertheless, 2 small carry-on that can fit in an overhead bin or under the seat in front of you. All right, and as far as those of us in Atlanta, I'm looking to get us all to meet at the Delta International Terminal, door D2 for departure 2. And I'm hoping that we can just connect and get there about 2 o'clock to 2:30. That way we can just shortly connect. May need to use 1 or 2 people extra space in their bags, because we have a lot of school supplies and things to bring to Ghana. So once we meet up around 2 o'clock, and for everybody in Atlanta, I'll just reach out to you independently via message and just set the time. But it's between 2 o'clock to 2:30. And for those who need to come a little earlier, that's absolutely fine. The earlier the better. That's the main thing. So Our goal is to get there at 2 o'clock, and hopefully we can all meet at 2:30. Work the bags, get everything secured and checked in, and then we all proceed to security. And then at 3:30, the people at flights are going to be connecting into land, so we'll be meeting you also. And then what we like to do is just give out your tour book, your tour bag, pens, pencils, uh, postcards, and this all of the promo and the information right there. That way we just get that out of our hand, and then we just check you off for the $50 tip, which is what goes to the group tip. That's that and lunch is the only thing that's not covered in the tour package. And so once we all meet up at 3:30, introduce each other and connect. Flight depart at 5:28 p.m. on Delta Airlines flight number DL72 to Amsterdam, Netherlands, and arrive the next day, May 24th at 8:05 a.m. Day 2, Thursday, May 24th, Amsterdam, and welcome to Accra, Ghana. Meet and greet at 1:30 p.m. Now, before the meet and greet, some of us were arriving early, like around 8 a.m. in the morning. If you're open and interested in connecting to going downtown or central Amsterdam, that's that's wonderful, and because that's where me and a few of us from that's going to be leaving from Washington Dulles and other parts that's going to be getting there early. So what I want everyone to do is just we're going to just basically connect via WhatsApp on our phones, and then we'll work the organized time as far as the next conference call, where we can actually meet up. So usually once your flight comes in, you'll see the exit area, and then we're just all going to proceed to passport control. Now once we get to passport control, everyone else can literally meet us, and we'll proceed to the locker. You want to pair up so you can put your carry-on bags, because that's the only thing that you'll have. And these lockers are big enough to where they'll fit 3 to 5 people carry-on bags. So, but if those who put their bags in together, when you leave out and come back, I'm hoping that you all come back together, because then you put somebody in a situation where they have to wait till you come back, or so that's one of those things that we literally just even when we get there, we just talk about it that way we're clear, especially when we're introducing each other and everything. Right now, if you don't have euros, that's fine. If you can get some ahead of time, that's fine. The conversion to euros are, it's about almost 1-to-1. It kind of flickers and changes, so I never really have an exact idea. But as far as the train ride itself, it's 950 euros. So that's a little bit over about $10 US. And that just gives you a round trip to go to central Amsterdam and back. And there's a money exchange right there where we can all put our money together and get a certain amount of euros and split it up. So all those things, I'm hoping that it can take about 30 minutes, and then we just proceed and get on the train. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes, and then once we get outside the train station, we just agree on one time all of us need to meet up right there back outside the train station, and we just work it out. All right, so let me proceed back to our day 2 schedule. So once we all meet up and connect, we'll get on the flight that departs at 3:20 p.m. on KLM Airlines, flight number KL589 to Accra, Ghana. Once you arrive at Kotoka International Airport in Accra, it'll be about 7:50, maybe a little bit after 8. So our Ghana staff will escort us from baggage claim to the airport exit. So once we all get off the aircraft and we proceed to passport control, we just have to have our passport with our Ghana visa, and they'll just process you through. Make sure your visa is not expired. If your visa expired, they're gonna put you into line where you have to get an emergency on arrival visa, and that's like $150. So we had it set up to where if you are only using the single entry 3-month visa, you apply for the visa 2 months before we leave. And anyone applied for a multiple entry visa, you're good regardless, because that visa is good for at least 1 year. So hopefully we don't have any of those issues and things with any visa. And so once we get to baggage claim, everyone take their own cart and then put your bags in your own cart. And once everybody get their bags, we just all line up and we'll proceed to airport exit, and we'll follow our tour guide and our staff, and they'll take us to the bus. And then we'll just do our best to get everything packed up so we can get everybody right to the Micklin Hotel, a wonderful home away from home, right there in favorite neighborhood there in East Legon. There's no meals at the hotel when we get there, as far as that's paid for. All the meals are scheduled from the next day after that, and it's usually around 6, 7 o'clock. So we'll definitely get into that. And so once you get there, we just do our best to just get. We have a whole lot of guys that's going to be there to help everybody with the bags. That way we can get everybody to their rooms as fast as possible. I'm working on the roommate list and to finalize it. That way we can get it to the hotel to where they work on the specific rooms that we're going to be in, and that way everything could be ready for us. So it's a lot of, we have over 20 rooms, so it's just a lot to process through. So everything is right on point and right ahead of time. So it's we have it set to where once we get there, we just unpack and you can relax. And for those who want to socialize and hang out in the social world with myself and my sister Pepe, come on through and we'll find somewhere nice for a nightlife and have a social drink or something and listen to some wonderful Ghanaian music and just kind of socialize with local energy. And nightlife is very short, so we're not looking to have anybody out this late at night. But it's just up to the individuals and basically those who can handle it. Because at 6 o'clock in the morning, me and my crew is going to be knocking on doors and waking folks up to get, so that way everybody can kind of just start the energy of just getting up early, right? All right, so so day 3, Friday, May 25th, this is the Accra City Tour. And my goal is to design the t-shirts. They're black with red and green for the logo and the text. I'm setting it to where we can, we all wear the harmony of the t-shirt. This is May 25th, so this is African Liberation Day, and the energy of the colors and everything. Just want us to do that. So the t-shirts that everyone reply back with t-shirt size, those are in the ordering box as I await the last few people that's about to finalize coming on the journey. Because if we only order the exact amount of t-shirts that we need, and then 1 or 2 for promos and things like that. So if anyone is wants to order an extra tour t-shirt, it's $15. All you have to do is just send me an email and let me know, and then you can just, once you get it, you just pay the 15 US dollars or whatever equivalent to CDs if we end up having more and you want one later on. And the tour book is in the process of being finalized to where we get all the information, the schedule and everything in there. And it's just 1 book per person. And then it's something that I'll have digitally on the website, but it's just really a program. Even though it's a book, it's just a program, and we'd love to just have a whole lot of them printed up, but that, like the t-shirts, are just very expensive. So, but it's part of the program. Nevertheless, African Liberation Day is set to where that's our city tour. So once we get up around 6 o'clock, for those who want to do morning exercise, we're going to have 1 or 2 volunteers that is going to be leading morning exercise, and they're going to be working it out with themselves and starting a morning exercise session of about between 6:15 and 7 o'clock in the morning. Now breakfast is at 7 o'clock, and at 8 o'clock, we want everyone to kind of finalize what they're doing. That way they could come closer to the bus. That way by the time everything is cleared and everything, and we're hoping no later than 8:30, we can get everyone on the bus. Now the tour schedule say 8 a.m. That 8 a.m. is for everyone themselves to be physically ready and organized. And the bus and the tour guide is another story. Sometimes tour guide have to take you a few things, and then the bus have to make sure everything's good on the bus. So those are fine. The main thing is just everyone to be organized. In a situation where we leave you, I would just recommend you just go to the receptionist, and then the receptionist will call myself or one of us, one of the guides or assistant, and then they'll organize a taxi for you to get to the location where we're going to be at, and then you have to pay for it. So that's so that's what it is. That's fine. Sometimes some people take longer to get up and things happen, but we can't. I just want everyone to know that. So please just flow with the time as best as possible. We always have at least a little grace period, and we do our best to send one or two of our folks out to look for people, but it's not something we can always do. But nevertheless, so that way it doesn't because the earlier we get out, the better it is for us to get back in. That the days are usually 6 to 8 hours, and these are full tour days. And if anyone decide that they're burned out after 1 or 2 days and they want to not go out on tour, then the hotel, enjoy yourself at the hotel, or if you want to do something optional, that's absolutely fine. Just let us know that way when we're out on site. We're not looking for someone that is at the hotel. So all of these things is that whole process that me and my staff work on to make sure the tour flows smooth. Because like last time was 43 of us. It was a whole lot of people to keep up with, but we have our system worked out in sheets and everything and communication. All right, so let me proceed through the rest of what we're going to be doing for that day. So once we are getting to the city of Accra, we're going to be going to the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, and this is incredible. I've been there 13 times out of the 13 times I've been in Ghana. It wasn't always the first sight on every time, but for the most part, most of the time, that's the first thing that we do when we get to Ghana. And Kwame Nkrumah is the first president of Ghana in 1957, the Pan-African visionary that was inspired by the Pan-African and the Black Power movement in the time he was in the U.S. So that energy is just beautiful, and that's why I love a country like Ghana, because Ghana is just that connection of just reaching out and saying, brothers and sisters, this is a place of your ancestors where we would love for you to come home and be a part of the future. And that's the energy I got from Kwame Nkrumah every time I look at his statue, every time I look at his book, read his information, read any of his books. So this processes name and energy. So that site is a big, you have his actual statue, and then you have his actual memorial, and then you also have another, you have the bookstore itself, and then you have an inside part where you have a whole lot of information, photography, and certain things by him. The only part that we can't record or take pictures is inside that building. Everywhere else is fine. And we definitely want everyone to take as much pictures and videos and share, upload to your different media source, and let people know how incredible time you have in the motherland. And for those who literally do not want to be on YouTube or Facebook, because I don't want to get anyone in any issue with their with employment or whatever they're doing for business. So just communicate with me. That way we don't put you on any recording. Now we do introductions and things like that. If you don't want introductions online, just let us know. We just won't even record to save time. But there are certain conversations that may go on where we just, some people may not want to be in those conversations, and it's absolutely fine, because what we're going to be doing basically is a whole lot of interviews and documentation to piece together the documentation from last year to build a lot of documentary style projects to showcase living, doing business, investing, touring, traveling in Ghana, and the opportunities to build repatriation. So it's all of these things help, and every information helps when you share it with your folks and other people, as we look to present more documentation about how incredible our future will be in the African continent if more of us live and do business and connect together with the great minds there. So some people told me I'm a dreamer, and it's a dream, it's and things like that. But I just really feel we can do it, not just feel, but a lot of things that me and many other people we've been working on together. This is the tour aspect, and you have so much other people that does the other aspect of it. And so Accra is going to be a wonderful treat. So once we leave from our Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, we're going to go to the Arts and Culture Center, and that's right across the street. So your drums, your anything as far as crafts that's made in Ghana, you have access to it right there. So when we get to a site like that, you have about a good hour to shop and check everything out. And if if you need more time, it's one of those situations where we'll let you know that we have so much other things lined up on the itinerary where you can shop. So we're also saying that don't let one location you get all your cash flow, but at the same time too, you can always reload, because we do have wonderful ATM machines all over the country that we make sure you get access to any cash you need. But I'm always recommend everyone to bring as much cash as they think they may need, $500 to $800. The main thing is that the only thing that's not covered in the tour is the group and lunch. Other than that, and then naturally whatever we do at nighttime. Other than that, you just have to kind of budget for your spending cash if you decide to spend. It's a lot of wonderful things, and you may want to buy many things for family and friends. I would say Kumasi is probably the location where you're going to get things the best price. It's inland, and we're going to go to a lot of the actual villages where things are being made, and we're also going to go to the coastal center. But that give you access to this, buy things from the people who actually make the products. All right. So once we leave from the coastal center, our goal is to work out lunch, and that's always a tricky one. It's a lot of us. A lot of times we do our best to take orders 3 to 4 hours ahead of time for lunch and give it to the restaurant. That way, when we get there, the food is ready. Because you can imagine 30-something people. Last time it was like 40-something of us. But so me and my tour guide Kwabena Abaka worked those game plans out. All right. The good thing about lunch, it's set to where if you want to try a lot more local Ghanaian food, I would say that's the best bet. A lot of times when we do buffet, we have to just kind of do vegan food, vegetarian food, chicken, fish, and other side dishes. So it may not be as Ghanaian as what someone wants, but it's food that we know that everyone is going to eat based on the diet and information they say. So another place we're going to go to once we finish lunch is the historic W.E.B. Du Bois Center, and then which has the Marcus Garvey Guest House in the back, and also have the African Diaspora Center in the back, and then also the African American Association of Ghana have their meetings in that compound. So very historic. We'll get a nice tour and a lot of pictures, videos, and interviews and things like that. And we're also looking to go to George Padmore Library, and that's another one of our ancestors. He's from Trinidad. But Kwame Nkrumah invited both W.E.B. Du Bois and George Padmore to be a part of this future of Ghana as far as the intellects, the great minds, as far as as far as building the encyclopedia of African studies, to just implement certain things to where they're building the energy of Pan-Africanism in the country. I really felt like Kwame Nkrumah had the right flow of things, but unfortunately, he was coup d'état, the takeover you have sometimes in those early days as far as independence, the struggle for power. But I'll say Ghana is a strong energy country going on now, and I really feel people are waking up more to Kwame Nkrumah, and that he was this great visionary that didn't really get a chance to do the things he really put out in place, and more the energy of the country should follow that. But nevertheless, family, that's the our Pan-African and visionaries that was a part of the independence movement right there in Accra and on that full day. Now, once we are finished in the city, we're just going to head back to the hotel. We have dinner, then the conference, repatriation investment conference. So a lot of people, if you have questions on living, doing business, that's the perfect time to connect and network with all the people that we're going to have arranged. All right, so we have 5:30 p.m. dinner, and then looking to do the conference between 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Now, once we finish the conference, the goal is I'm hoping as many people are open to come out. This is we're going out for social nightlife in the neighborhood. It's a restaurant called Shades of Freak in the neighborhood. It's owned by one of our brothers from African Diaspora. It's a nice place if you like, for folks who want to dance, if you want to order certain things, and we'll have a nice little space where we get to socialize, and for those who are looking to this be in a more local space. And it's just a very nice location in the neighborhood. They're right there behind like a few different mansions. These houses are like the biggest houses I've personally ever seen in my life, even compared to what I see down in the south side, in the south of Atlanta, the different mansions. But it's a neighborhood filled with different atmospheres, like a self-contained neighborhood with a lot of its own energy of things, and that's a lot more of these neighborhoods are being built. But family, you definitely love East Lagan. So our goal is to just give you a good feel. So we want you to get dressed up and just enjoy that nightlife, and we socialize together. Now, day 4, Saturday, May 26th, we're going to go to Avery and Tutu Mountains, right? And once once we get everybody up in the morning, the same thing. It's morning exercise, which we usually have just right there by the pool. Breakfast, same thing at 7, and then at 8 o'clock, want everybody to organize themselves so we can leave. Now we're looking at about 45 minutes to 1 hour to get to Avery, which is considered the eastern region. So so that would make 5 regions that we're going to out of the 10 regions. But the only thing about the eastern region, we're not physically staying there. We're just going there for the tour that day, and then we're heading back down to the mountains. So we're going to stop by Rita Marley House, studio and the foundation, take pictures. Studio has not been rebuilt, but the foundation still exists, and she has a few other buildings in Avery in the mountains, and that's Rita Marley, Bob Marley's wife. You have a lot of also just popular folks that live in that area. People like the mountains. It's just an incredible part to live. As a matter of fact, several of our people I know that have gotten plots up there. So I'll see if we can find some locations. Maybe we can, as far as just a land site there, where as we begin to just put more of those on itinerary, where we showcase more of where you can get land, build your home, start building your enterprise. While we're in the mountains, we're going to be heading to Tutu, and in Tutu, that's where we have the Trinity Foundation. Now, I never really estimated this walk, but it feels like a good 20-minute walk. So for those who have issues with their leg or certain things, just let us know that we will do our best to help you. There are going to be a lot of walking on that day, just like every other day when we're out on tour. So make sure you feel as comfortable as possible, and bring any little supplies or thing you need on the bus. Because once we leave in the morning, we're basically out until about 4 or 5. All right, once we get to the Trinity Foundation, it's a school, but also it's an orphanage set up because our sister Mama Sophia, she always looking for children that are homeless and bring them in, and they've been doing it for a long time. Since our first time meeting them is in 2007, and we've gone every year from that point. So it's a long relationship that we've built, and you can see the progress over the period of time as the donations and things that's given, buildings go up, and they have the new location right there up the mountains where the one building is already up, and you're just working the property to put the little things in place. That way she can just be more self-sufficient. But the thing that she needs more help with than anything else is the outdoor bathroom. If anyone is interested in a project like that, to build an outdoor bathroom for the school Trinity, or to improve the water flow condition. Many people have said many things over the years, but so if anyone that's interested in any of those projects or volunteering, all those things are available, especially at Benue Village and at this community, Trinity, and so on when you get to Elmina. So we just got those things set up. It's just based on communication. But this is a tour, but we have those aspects if people want to stay back. All right, and once we are finished there, we're going to be heading back down, and we're going to go to the wood carving village and the botanical garden. So the botanical garden is a nice walk. We're going to be working out where we can get lunch organized, and then once we finish shopping there in the wood carving village, we're going to head through the University of Ghana for this campus tour, and then we're just gonna head back to the hotel and call it a day off the road for tour. Now, once we get back to the hotel, I'm looking to work it out to where we get back enough time so everyone can change and put something nice on. Because 7 p.m. we're looking to get everyone to dinner at the Jamrock restaurant there in East Legon, the same neighborhood where Shades Afrique is. Now, this restaurant is Jamaican Ghanaian restaurant that you can flip it the other way around. Also, Ghanaian Jamaican restaurant, and the the man is a Jamaican and the sister is Ghanaian, and they're married. It's just a beautiful atmosphere and place. So the goal is always to take you to some of these places. You see our folks in African diaspora are built and connected with folks there, and this is our second year going there, and just looking forward to this build a wonderful relationship and energy there. So we'll have social nightlife where some of us probably stay back and just enjoy the nightlife there, and then for the rest of us, we're gonna head back on the bus and get some rest and call it a night. Now the new part of schedule I have is day 5 at a Sunday, May 27th. Meet repatriated Africans in Prom Prom community. It's a little tricky because what I put on there is a free day, good for final shopping, leisure, and more, and an optional tour departs at 9 a.m. and return at 4 p.m. It's a meet and network with repatriated brothers there and sisters. So you meet some wonderful community of people who have moved into the neighborhood and build homes, build business, and are part of that energy. And I mean, it's just a real nice community. I mean, they have a nice beach and everything else. So this is about, this is just outside of Accra, and it's 45 minutes to 1 hour drive, so it's not bad. The goal is to just get everybody back. It's a Sunday, get everybody back a little early so everybody can kind of relax. And we're gonna be having 7 p.m. dinner at the hotel, and this that is gonna be the close of Accra. Once we're gonna be going out and enjoying a final nightlife and energy, and then we'll see everybody in the morning for checkout. Right, and I'll go through this one day and then I'll open for questions. Now, day 6, Monday, May 28th, Accra to Techiman, Branghafa region. Wake up call, morning exercise, and breakfast at 7. So we're looking to do an 8 o'clock checkout, but the tricky part of it is there's a lot of bags, and the worst come to worst, we have it compensated to where I want everybody and everything to get ready by 9 o'clock, the latest. We want to make sure everything is set to where we can head out. So that won't interfere in our ride, but it is a long ride. So we depart for the 7-hour drive to Techiman in the Branghafa region. So to make it kind of a little smooth, we're gonna just do straight introduction. So at the beginning or so, but the day that we have scheduled for like a full interview where for anyone who want to talk anywhere from 1 minute to 10 minutes and share why they came on this journey and how their experience is going so far, and then just introducing yourself to the folks. So that's gonna be hosted by our sister Pepe, and we're gonna just be recording the energy and just connecting. And also, if we we'll definitely break into some documentaries. We'll break into one before we start the introduction. So I have the documentary schedule 1804, the Haitian Revolution, by Tariq Nasheed. That's a documentary we purchased on the last tour, and then we just brought it, and it was just a nice introduction, energy. We have a few other documentaries that deals with economics and deals with the relative energy of a tour like this, that deals with touring the country of Ghana, repatriation, investment. So we just surprise you with some of the other videos. We have a book full of videos, so we just go through and just select and go through them. All right, so the goal is just to make sure that everybody's nice and relaxed and comfortable on the bus, and we just enjoy the ride and then make our stops. If anybody have an emergency and they just gotta go, let the tour guide know. You'll talk to the driver, and the driver will find the safest place to stop. Other than that, we have scheduled stops. You have 2 scheduled stops, and in between are just like maybe 1 or 2 short stops. But the goal is to just, it's a long ride, so the goal is to less stops as possible. So whenever we leave in the hotel, we're going to ask everybody to use the restroom, and the same thing, we get to each rest stop, make sure everybody uses the restroom, get what they need, and so on. And it's just that same process we just keep repeating. And so, family, once we get to the Techiman, the Branghafa region, we're going to be staying at Premier Palace. So that's the only change. Our hotel, Akina City, the gentleman only has 3 rooms built. I still don't understand that situation. I was there a year ago, and I booked we booked reservations for a year before, and I literally thought the hotel is built, but everything else is functional and running, but you still have a few rooms. So we're going to be patient, and we're going to be back there in 2019. I'm hoping that everything is completed, and then we can move in that new hotel to give you that nice cultural, tropical home feel, with a little upgrade. It's a real nice 3-star hotel. It's nothing like it in that area. So we were just looking forward to it because we wanted to have our pool party. Also, we wanted to use the club to throw a few nightlife energy, and just kind of create our own energy on the on the compound. So we'll still be able to probably do 1 or 2 things because he is open for certain business, like he has his restaurant, the conference room, and other things going. All right, so we're working on these reservations at Premier Palace so they can be clear and get everything set up in all the rooms and everything organized. So it's that communication with myself, our tour guide, the managers and owners of all these facilities, and everything on Itinerary is 100% black-owned. Only thing that's not black-owned is the airlines, KLM and Delta Airlines. So it's a very Pan-African itinerary. It's something we built from a study group when we first started studying about repatriation and Pan-Africanism. All right, so family, I'm going to stop at day 7, which is Tuesday, May 29th, Techiman, Sustainable Living Communities. That way I can talk more into details about what we're doing there. So the last thing I stop on is day 6, family. So want anyone who have any questions to unmute themselves by pressing *6, and then just let me know what questions you have, even if it's not about the first 6 days. All right, so the line is open for questions and answer.
Bomani, I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, what's the weather usually like that time of year?
Yes, it's just like Jamaica, same exact weather. So I want to say about 75, 80 degrees.
Okay.
Nice and tropical.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay, I have a question, Brother Bomani.
Sure. Now, for everyone, if you can please state your name and where you're calling from, and then go on with your question.
My name is Takesha. I'm calling from Louisville, Texas.
Greetings, Takesha. Go ahead.
Yes, my question is, I had a question in regards to the immunization card. Are we able to waive that, or do we have to take that yellow fever vaccination?
It's either or. You can do the yellow fever vaccination, or you can just get your doctor to give you some paperwork as a waiver, and it's either or.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. You're welcome. All right, next person call in. 6 days of the itinerary, and I talked about us preparing to leave and getting our bags and going to the airport and connecting to Amsterdam and connecting. So I want to know if anybody have any question about that full process mainly. And then if you haven't done your visa yet, please go ahead and submit your visa. Still do a regular visa. It does take only 7 to 10 days. And then everyone for next year tour, you can start applying for your visa at the beginning of the year, multiple entry, and then naturally 2 months before you leave, that's when you can apply for your single entry, which is only good for 3 months. All right, I have a lot of people here on this call. That's all going. Please do not save your questions for the last day. As a matter of fact, it's ideal if some of us start packing little by little and getting all the supplies and things you need. All right, everyone, I'm going to put everyone on mute and just continue with the rest of the schedule. All right, we're going to continue on the schedule. Day 7, Tuesday, May 29th in Techiman. So after we settle for the night, same process, wake-up call, 6 o'clock, morning exercise, 6:15, breakfast at 7, and 8 o'clock. We leave the hotel to visit the Permaculture Institute of Ghana. And on the way there, we'll stop by Accra City, so you can see the hotel that it actually exists, but it's not completed. So we'll do a nice little tour there, and then when we get to the Permaculture Institute, same thing, do a full tour of the institute, and we'll check out the actual property. Now, the goal of the science of permaculture is just to where you literally, you're doing your compost, you have your fruits and your vegetable trees on your property, and you work it to where you keep the soil fertile and keeping a nice balanced environment. So that's perfect for the property that we have there, right by Benue Village in Techiman, which is about 2.2 acres of land. And that is the property that we look to build, everything that we look to operate from there in Ghana. So we look to make a move to where, you know, we can literally run all operations. So it's, you know, when you look at it, it's like this bare land. So it gives us a great opportunity to become more business developers and investors on a project that we're going to build, to where we, you know, we own the real estate of what we build in, you know. So looking for us to get away from the dependency of America and then be more independent there in Ghana and open up things to where we can run more, like a lot of IT projects and things I love to do here. It's just, you know, you get tied up in certain things, so we can have our own operation of energy as far as our call centers and things like that. It's just a nice sized property that you can really build upon. So I'm working on trying to put together more presentation that I can visually share the details. I have a long business plan, it's like 18 pages. So those are things that, you know, if anyone ever, it's something I used to have on some of the conference call email, but and it was just to share with people, someone like myself who lived in America and developed certain skills in business administration and tourism and technology, just moving his operation from America and putting it in a location there in Ghana, and then expanding on certain things and recruiting a lot of the wonderful village children that may not really always have an opportunity to work in some of these high-tech fields and get top-notch training from folks like myself. And whoever we bring there, do the same thing. Like my son, I'm always have him in training as far as you know, technology. So it's, you know, it gives us a great energy to where we can just build a nice community and share. And then the goal is to connect to Benue Village. Benue Village is where you can, you know, we're gonna have the cookout, and it's one of the things that I'm gonna try to just work it out as best as possible. I'm working on setting an order tour for lunch based on everybody's what they're looking for. But lunch is not included, but I still have to do it ahead of time because we're limited on access to a lunch for a group of us. We want to save time, so we're gonna have literally a cookout, vegan grilled veggies, chicken, and grilled fish. I mean, these are big portions, and then there's a lot of side items. So I'm hoping that we can I'll try to work the number up as far as the price out. It's probably come out to be about $12 US, and that should cover everything. So when we get there the day before, I just explain to everyone that, you know, we just have to collect money for the lunch. So that's the only time where we just have it to where we have lunch set. Other than that, we just try to work it out to where everyone can do certain things. Well, it's a fun day and excitement because you have entertainers as far as you know, performance, as far as drumming, dancing, and it's something where we have a full day to do. We're not rushing because usually we're leaving from there and we have to head back to Kumasi. But I adjusted the schedule to where we have 3 days there now. So that is that wonderful day there in Benue Village. And anyone want any information as far as getting a plot there in Benue Village, you still have plots of land where you can build your home and be a part of that community. She just always have to meet you and talk with you, so she's clear that you know, you have the flow of the similar minds, that she's looking for people to come and be a part of that community. And the energy of what we're building is going to be to where we're set into where we can really just reach out to those in African diaspora, and then that's their repatriation community. It's not big enough land to fit everyone, so that's where the connection with Benue Village and working on getting some more land to build, you know, once we get this one, you know, somewhat developed. And it's, you know, we're talking about 7 hours in the middle of the country. So I always try to clear it out with folks. If you're looking for land right there by Accra, there's plenty of land. The difference is, and give the numbers as best as I can, land in the Bronghafa region, mainly in Techiman, because that's what I'm familiar with based on the land that we acquired, is $500 US for a plot, which is equivalent to 1/4 of an acre, or $2,000 US for what's equivalent to 1 acre for a plot. Now, when you think about Accra, you're looking at anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 per plot. So you're looking at anywhere from 12 to $20,000 per acre of land. So let's try to give those figures to show the difference. Kwabena and his family have land that they're leasing, and it is over $3,000 per plot. So, and that's in Cape Coast, Elmina. So, not saying that we're going up there because the price is lower. We're going up there because that's where you get access to land. If you want to build a theme park, if you want to build farms, if you want to do any kind of investment, it's like there. I spent like so many years in Ghana trying to scope out different parts of Ghana and to places that we don't go anymore. That way we can get access to places that will work. And this has been a great turnout because you have so much other people that are investing and building Accra. When you go in Accra, it's like I do my best to kind of deal with it that way. The best part of the tour for me is leaving Accra and enjoying the rest of the country. But it's just super, and I don't have an issue with development. It's just like super Western developed. It reminds me of like it's a upcoming version of what I saw in Johannesburg when I first went in 2005. But I'm more interested in us being a part of the actual investment, so an actual part of the growth of the country. Because a lot of things in Accra is just established and built and done already. So we have to just think outside the box. And nevertheless, that is that's where we finally made the decision to acquire land and build the future there. So it's still growing on me because we used to be trying to connect with an energy called Fiancre in the eastern region by Lake Volta, and that didn't work out, and we decided to just call a loss and move forward. But when we are doing these projects, we all have to be in the highest level of humanity and this brother and sisterhood, looking out for each other and helping each other. Professionalism operation there in the country to show the best of what our folks have done in Ghana, especially when you go to some of the schools and the work that folks have done from just sacrifice certain things in their life to build a school in a location where maybe the local children may not have a certain opportunity. So it's and a lot of times we don't ever get credit for certain these things because the Asian invasion as far as the different countries are coming in with certain high level of investment, and some of the Uncle Tom style government members. I'm not a fan of governments and the people who run them or the people who get elected because and that's maybe a bitterness from just being in Jamaica, and that's all I've just grown up and learned about this corruption in government. But I just feel like people come together, work together, make a decision. We're going to do this for ourselves. We need a hospital built, we make it happen. We need road bridges built, and we do it for ourselves. Because a lot of times, and that's the issue, you have sometimes in different African countries, especially when we talk about Ghana. And I appreciate Amicus from One Africa because she's the one, and probably one of the main reasons why our folks have citizenship, because she's always connecting and trying to reach and connect with the government and let them understand that we're still relevant. We're still the stolen Africans that that is returning back and want to be a part of the future. Where's our stake and our play in this situation? Why is the focus so much on European and foreign investors? We just basically letting folks know these are the things that happen when we as a people aren't a bigger contribution to the flow and the growth of the future of the continent. But nevertheless, that doesn't stop our dynamics from making moves because we're in a globalized situation where these folks are dominating every sector of the world. So perfect location to just focus on economic development and being a part of investment. So we always reach out to those who have great ideas that need looking for access to land to build anything, and show people my paperwork and how the process of the paperwork works to make it simple and everything. And it's something that we have everything laid out. We're just looking for the wonderful people who want to invest and be a part of that future. So, family, if any of you just know anyone who that's banking like that and are open to that, myself, Nunet, and a few of us, we're expert at these things, and we have the highest level of interest to make sure that no one lose their money or get into any issues. As a matter of fact, that's why we have built what we built, to control the loss of energy of people that are coming and have interest in living and doing business in the country, to where they don't fall prey to stupidity. You always have buck dance and Uncle Tom Negroes everywhere you go in the world. Every single place you're going to find one or two black folks that's willing to sell out the future of the rest of us and the future of our children. And that's just not acceptable. So we just have to like I said, let's protect each other and look out for each other, and that's the bond I'm building in Ghana. That's why I love Ghana, and that's why everything I'm doing is moving and building in Ghana, because it's hard to go around all different parts of the world, but after traveling to a certain amount of African countries and going to this country, that country, and analyzing things, it was the best bet. And the only hard thing about it is that we just have to develop a lot of things that we need. So that whole time when you're there in that region, that's what we're going to be focusing on. Now, day 8, Wednesday, May 30th, Techiman and Kintampo, at Day of Ecology. So for those who want to swim in the waterfalls, bring your beach towel, your swimwear, and change of anything that you need, like, just as if you were going to a beach. The waterfalls there in Kintampo is incredible, and I literally saw people stripping down and jumping in the water, not stripping down naked or anything, but as a matter of fact, my assistant took everything off except for his I guess his boxers, and he just jumped in the water. I guess everybody, and then you're walking down the stairs, and then you just see this massive waterfalls, and then instead of to where you can literally swim in it, it's beautiful. So for those who have sensitive feet and certain things, you might want to wear some of those shoes that you can walk in the water. Like one of the waterfalls I went to in the Volta region, man, it's actually the reason why I got these shoes now. I just, when I go to the beach and I'm swimming, even when I was in Brazil, put those things on because, sometimes you have, depending on how sensitive your feet is, the bottom of your feet, you hit with one of those rocks and it just hurt. But this waterfall and this other location I was talking about, it was just, the rocks was very rough. But anyway, this one is it's perfect. I've seen people slide down, the rocks, and like they're sliding down a slide. So we'll get there early in the morning, enjoy it, and then we'll have lunch, and then we go to the Boa Bang Female Monkey Sanctuary, and then we'll go back to the hotel to have dinner at 7 o'clock. Right? And then while we're there, our goal is to do the best with nightlife and socialize. We also have cards and dominoes. So there's a nice restaurant location there, right at the hotel where do nighttime. Sometimes you have those who just have the cards, dominoes, and want to get into a social energy. You can do that, especially if you don't want to go out to whatever we say we're doing for nightlife. As far as maybe we'll find a social location where we can hang out, but not everybody is always willing to go out. So staying back in the restaurant area or wherever to socialize is always good. Our goal is just to get more people to socialize and then just enjoy this journey. It's something that we designed that's special for our brothers and sisters to enjoy the greatest journey of a lifetime. So we're basically saying we work hard to make it to where we're guaranteed this is the best journey you'll take in your lifetime. Only thing about it is just it's a lot of I have a lot of things on that itinerary, but we got stuck to where we have to rent the bus for the whole time and pay for it for the whole time. So it's hard to just leave the bus there when you have so many things we could do. So don't feel stressed to get on the bus every day at 8 o'clock if you just really want to relax. One of the things is our goal is to record everything as usual, so you can always watch the footage. But it's just up to the individual. It's not something we force on people. We understand some people want a more of a relaxed time, but the itinerary is what it is. We have to, we also, it's based on the request of people want to do more and more. Want to get more, bang for their bucks, and more just energy from their getaway and journey. All right, so that is our time frame there in Techiman and the Brahmapura region. So that's the 3 regions we have covered so far. The next region is the Ashanti region, and so we're going to be heading to Kumasi for 2 days. All right, so day 9, Thursday, May 31st, Techiman to Kumasi. So wake up, call morning exercise. We're going to not be in a rush, basically, to leave. It's a short drive. It's a 3-hour drive also. So my goal is to leave after 9. Say maybe 10 o'clock the latest, and head to Kumasi, get there enough time where we're there in the afternoon, and literally that's one of the best days to relax. And you can look at that kind of as a free day because the location is so close to each other to where once you get to the next location, you can literally just be relaxing. So our goal is to make sure that they have the pool and everything ready. That's where those of us who want to come out and enjoy a nice swim or something, you can do that. And for those who just want to rest, perfect day to get some rest also. So 7 p.m. dinner, which is what we basically have scheduled for most of the days on the itinerary. with the exception of the day of the conference call, which we have to work out a little earlier because the time itself is limited. All right, so we're staying at the Micklin Hotel in Kumasi, and that's where we are for 2 days. And the Micklin Hotel in Kumasi is a little bit nicer than the one in Accra. I want to say because it's just a lot newer. But both of them are just incredible, just African home away from home hotel. Day 10, Friday, June 1st, Kumasi shopping. So family, make sure you have all of your money exchange ready to go, because this is where we're gonna leave for the Kumasi City Tour and neighboring craft village, including Banweer, the home of the famous Kente cloth weaving center, then Intanso for Kente weaving and Adinkra printing, and then the wood carving village. So the main highlight of that is Intanso. You get these Kente cloths, and then you use the different Adinkra stamps to make your own personal cloths. So they're great for gifts and family. And once we get on site, the tour guides are going to explain the prices of everything. All right, then Kumasi, I wish we just really had another day in Kumasi. It's just incredible. But we're going to be going to the Culture Center. We have a chain here in Atlanta called Ike's. It's Ike Tropical. It's a tropical food store, but he has a restaurant also. And Ike is a Ghanaian. And so he has a nice brand there at the Culture Center in Kumasi. It was just a beautiful restaurant and an incredible plot of land outside of the actual Culture Center where the shops are. So when we go there, you have access to more shopping at the Culture Center. So that's like literally the day of shop, shop, shop. Now, day 11, Saturday, June 2nd, that's a Sin Manso, Elmina and Cape Coast. Wake-up call, morning exercise and breakfast. Dress in your Pan-African colors of red, black, green, and gold combination outfits, or just individual colors. For the first ancestral reconnection day, 8 a.m., check out of the Micklin Hotel for the 4-hour drive to Sin Manso Old Slave Market. 1-hour drive to Elmina from there. So once we get to Sin Manso, it represents the location where ancestors were marched down from the northern part of the country and being washed up, cleaned up, and being auctioned off to the neighboring dungeons, which at that time were Elmina and Cape Coast and whatever other dungeons were there. But mainly those two, which is, we're going to be going to Cape Coast, but Elmina is an optional dungeon for those who want to go, while you're there in Elmina at One Africa. A few people did that last year. It's, we have done two before, but what we realize is that we rush people to two dungeons instead of giving a full presentation to one, which makes a lot more sense. So that's what we have done. But for those who want to see it, we definitely recommend you use the time, because you're gonna have plenty of time while you're there in Elmina for the last of the days to do that, to do different things. A Sin Manso, when we get inside, there's 2 grave sites. The tour guide is going to talk about it. Going to talk about the Slave River. We just shoot footage and learn the history and that site. So a lot of what we have is just history information and tours that just connect you to the culture and those things that are going on. So all of this is in the sequence to complete our energy of this clarity of Ghana, especially if we want to repatriate or do anything in the country. But everything that we're going through so far is some of the main things in the country. Ghana is a big country, and it's just like other regions that we've done is Eastern and Volta region, and they have their own set of just activities and things to do. All right, so once we get Elmina, it goes to drive through Cape Coast University for the campus tour, and then go right to One Africa for just our entertainment that you may have seen, when we get to One Africa, drum and dancing, and then 7 p.m. is dinner. And then you're either going to be at the One Africa Hotel Resort, or you're going to be at Almond Tree Guest House, Mabel's Table, which is the third option. Unfortunately, there's not enough room at One Africa. I think I can fit about 24 people. So basically end up being like the first 24 people that sign up for the tour have the rights to those beds, and everybody else, and then automatically if you ask for a single room, you can't stay at One Africa because there's 2 beds in every room, and we need 2 people in each room. But Almond Tree, you can get your room by yourself. So those are the things that we're going to have worked out logistically with bags, as bags need to go to 2 different hotels. And it's close apart, and the bus drives from one hotel and come back. We have those things organized, so it's a whole lot of coordination, but these are the things that we have developed and built and and work out game plans for. And when we do One Africa in the nightlife, I don't know what we'll be doing, but usually we just stay in the resort and play dominoes, cards, and just enjoy the atmosphere. And then maybe for those who want to go somewhere, then we just find out what's going on and just take you there so you can enjoy yourself. So myself, Righteous, and Ms. Tepi, for those who want to go anywhere, our goal is to take you out, make sure you have a great time. We're the entertainment crew. Day 12, Sunday, June 3rd, that's the Elmina/Cape Coast Holocaust Dungeons. As we was talking about, we're going to be doing Cape Coast on this one. So dress in all white for your second ancestral day. 9 a.m. we depart to Cape Coast or Elmina. At 9 p.m. we depart for Cape Coast and do that full process ceremony, and come back and get lunch at One Africa, and then we do the naming ceremony on the beach. For those who don't want a naming ceremony, let us know so we can save from printing the certificates and having your name on the list. For whatever reason, it doesn't really matter, but I've had people just tell me at the last minute they don't want this, and I'm like, you could have saved us some print jobs or save us from having your paper on there. The names are just basic account names based on days of the week, but it's a certificate. It's a part of the program as a gift, as something we're just sharing. You don't have to use that name, and you can use it and combine it with your name. It's just something that's a gift, and more so, it's a part of a program of harmony, of us connecting, going to a certain ceremonies, like people do, like Amicus read a few poems and go through certain things. She does make it very spiritual and full of this energy and culture and light, and it's just, it's a great bond. Just like everything else on Itinerary, not everybody may agree that that's what they want to go to. I've asked people to tell me that, can you please take me out of this dungeon, take me out of Elmina or Cape Coast dungeon, I want to be here, and they start cursing and going off, and I just escort them back to the bus. It's fine, but it's like, we don't want to force anything on anyone. The different people, so we want to basically respect everyone's religion, everyone's way of culture and things like that, and harmonize around certain things. That's why people like myself, I don't get into politics and religion. I'm just like straight about everything else, because those are the things that tend to cause more problems and beef than anything else. And we want to keep everybody in harmony, because I'm always seeing certain conversations that just go left quick. We're all more similar in minds than anything else, so that's why this journey is going to be wonderful. Once we finish that day, it's very emotional, and want everyone to just relax and just. Then day 13, Monday, June 4th, Elmina, we're going to visit the last school that we have on Itinerary, and it is the Akoma International Academy of Arts and Science. Your final school supplies and then your final financial donations, we just all give it there right in front of the students and as a full presentation, and that just makes it just a nice special setup. Once we leave from there, we're going to go to Kwabna Baka, its family land, so that'd be another land site where you can acquire land and just give a presentation, talk about the land which has beach access and so on. So from there, we're going to bring everybody back to One Africa, and we'd have pre-order lunch for those who are leaving for the canopy walk, and for everybody else, I recommend just enjoy the resort, feet rub, back massages, or clay bath, or they have a whole list of things. I mean, so stay in, relax, and enjoy it. Sister Amicus always explains you first get there. One Africa doesn't have any hot water. There's no TVs. And this is outside of the rest of the 3 hotels are different. They have Wi-Fi and they have so on. But One Africa is a setup for a getaway. So once again, there's no hot water at One Africa. There's no TVs, there's no phone, and there's no internet. She does have a Wi-Fi spot that she put out there in the dining area, where those of us can connect. And then I will also have something to where you can connect on. So we're not just telling people that you're not going to have access to internet. That she don't have she don't have the same quote unquote setup as the rest of the hotels. So this is a different experience, and right there itself is it's a village, a whole community, not like a village, but it's part of the village called Itinerary. So that represents also, I call it a street of this lodges and that was created by brothers and sisters from the African diaspora. One Africa is from from New York City. Almond Tree, they're from Jamaica, and they're built. They're moved to England, and from England moved to Ghana. And then you have Neighbor's Table. Bella Cohen is from from America. So it's I'd always like to go there because those were like a lot of the first set of people that moved like 20, 30 years ago that was moving in the numbers before this energy now, and they set up a lot of lodges. I do have a guest house over there, and so Amicus will go through and explain certain things about the history and things of how they first came on a tour and first went through certain things. And I mean, it's just very historical. Even when I see the video when there was nothing there in the property, One Africa. So, I'm always telling our crew that, One Africa didn't have anything on the property, just like where we're going to, but they had a vision and they built it little by little. And, been in business for 20 years. So, family, we're coming close to the end of things. Now, Kakum National Park. For those who are fit and ready for the challenge, join me. For those who are not, we don't want to leave you behind, and we definitely don't want any of the animals to jump out and feed on you while the rest of us are moving. We don't want no snakes or anything to jump on you. But anyways, it's a fun walk through the forest, and I apologize, I can't myself. I'm gonna make jokes and mess with people and do a bunch of things, and it's all in the fun of love. And if you really just like scared, I will stop. I promise. So that's the canopy walk again, which we always recommend. Only the brave warriors go there. It is a 45-minute ride. Then it's about a 30-minute walk through the forest, and about another 30-minute walk across the canopy, a swinging canopy all the way up in the trees. So that is like fun excitement. But that is the last thing that we have on the itinerary. And then we have our farewell dinner at 7 p.m. and then we just enjoy nightlife and partying right there in One Africa as we finalize our day. Now, day 14, Tuesday, June 5th, depart Accra to Atlanta via Amsterdam. So wake up call, morning exercise, breakfast, move all bags to the designated departure area by 9 a.m. Check out our rooms by 10, and then we're going to officially just check out of One Africa between 11 and 12 p.m., 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. So it's not really a big rush. And then go to drive back to Accra and stop at the one of the malls that they have right there in one of the new malls that's in Kaswa, or another location where everyone have time to just get something to eat and kind of relax a little bit and then get back on the bus. And then we're going to get to the airport very early, estimated about 5 o'clock. The flight leaves at 10 p.m. And then we all just get back to Amsterdam 7 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday, June 6th. And from there, everybody have their own flights to different parts of the U.S. So family, that's the full itinerary and full details. Everything is covered in the tour itinerary except for lunch and group tips. So that is your Journey of a Lifetime itinerary across 5 of the 10 regions here in Ghana on a tour bus that's going to be, driving around the country. So family, I don't want to keep everyone up, so I'm opening up for final questions, and let me know if you have any questions about anything in general beyond the tour itinerary.
Bomani, this is Courtney. I did have a question about the itinerary. Is it okay if I ask it?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, I won't be traveling until next year, but I assume that for the most part the itinerary will be the same. Just that last part you talked about the canopy, I didn't see that indicated on the itinerary, so can you give that name again so I can look it up? I'm probably one of those people who may not be so comfortable on a swinging canopy for 30 minutes, so I'd just like to check it out for myself.
Yeah, and then there's videos for every single site that we have on our itinerary, so you can type it on our YouTube page. But it is day 13. That's when we visit the Elmina School, and it's called Kakum National Park. So it's a journey into the forest and also on the canopy. But it's something that we don't recommend most people do. It's something that I just recommend people just go get a massage at One Africa or sit back and kick back in your room. And then you just have those crazy people like myself who will fly down to South America just to do zip lining. We're just adventurous like that. But I realize that certain things that is just not for everyone, especially a lot of these walking in. So be free to just enjoy yourself on a resort.
Got it. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, family, the line is open for questions about the journey. We have covered everything at least 2 or 3 times so far. So next conference call is just going back over the departure reminder list and this question. So any question you have, the line is open for the next few minutes. Everything that we recommend is securing your goods. Secure your passport. Make sure you secure your bags. Same thing in the hotel. Make sure you secure your things and make sure you keep accountability for everything that you have and track it. But if the folks at the airport security need to get into your bags, naturally, they advise you that they will cut the locks, which is absolutely fine. If they have to do it, they have to do it. Beyond that, it's I definitely recommend it. But if someone do not want to lock their bags, it's up to the individual.
Okay, and one other question. With the donations for the school supplies, I kind of stepped up out of the room for a second, and I'm trying to find out, is it okay to either do donation or supplies?
Yes, exactly. So it's set up where we're going to collect financial donations. So we just put the money in the pot or in the hat or whatever we have, and then you can donate as much as you want. It'll go directly to the school administration, and they'll use it to all the things they need. And then we'll give them all the supplies we have, including clothes. So if you have close or young children, because one of the things is it's the same situation as the orphanage where you have children who need regular clothes also. So anything that you can bring from your heart, anything you can give from your heart, there's something that we have it open to where someone can do as much or as little as they want, and it's all good because at the end of the day, all of it adds up, and it's a whole lot of energy.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
This is Diana.
Go ahead, Diana.
Oh, I had a question too about the donations. Do you guys have, is there some kind of mail system, or could I FedEx my stuff for package to where I'm staying in order to bring some of that stuff here from? Because I think I'm gonna have too much in my suitcases.
Yeah, perfect. So the best thing, that's absolutely fine. So the best thing to do is pay for the extra bag for $200. That's what I'm stuck. That's the situation where I have to deal with this. So it's still comes out better than every other option.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Bomani, this is Wesley from Florida.
All right, go ahead, Wesley.
Good. I'm doing good, and a good presentation.
I appreciate your volume is very low.
Oh, okay. Let me turn it up. How about now? That better?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. One of my questions is, if you don't want to stay at the one African resort, that's optional. You can stay at the other resort that has Wi-Fi and hot water.
Yeah, you asked for a room by yourself, so I don't have you at One Africa. Everyone who have a room by themselves, you're not at One Africa. Everybody else is. And also for those everyone, it is an experience, and everything is set up as an experience. We have some nice hotels in Kumasi and Accra. It's just a part of the whole process. So just let Amicus know for those who are literally at One Africa, and if you just have to have certain hot water, and she'll work that out for you.
Okay. And then the other question is the denomination of the money in terms of converting the currency over. I never really dealt with that currency in Ghana. So how is the currency denomination?
Yes, the currency denomination is 4.3 to 1. So for every $100 US, you're going to get 430 Ghana cedis. So that is your equivalent.
Okay.
For example, a beer might be 5 Ghana cedis.
Okay, and do they have numbers on them, like 400 CDs, 500 CDs?
Yeah, it's the same thing, just like a dollar bill, except it says CDs, which is their symbol for what would be equivalent to a dollar.
Okay.
And they have the number. Yeah, they're gonna. That's the only way you can determine what the money is gonna be. So you have the same coin system, and then you have 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 50. So those are denominations. So it's same like in in England. This is like the same setup, so it's like a duplicate of that wicked British system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If for those who have used or are familiar with that money also, so I'm just giving comparison that all three of those monies are the same as this. You have the different symbols, but they all have the numbers.
Okay. And then visiting the Ashanti region, you said that's a 7-hour bus ride?
When you leave from Accra on the last day, we're going to take a 7-hour ride up into the center of the country called Techiman in the Brong-Ahafo region. So that's the 7-hour drive. Then you do have a 5-hour drive and a 3-hour drive.
Okay.
And two 3-hour drive.
Okay. Okay. And the canopy walk and the hike tour, that's optional, you said?
Yeah, optional. I mean, the entire tour is optional. Everything is optional, but everything is set to where it's where whatever you want to do, you just let us know. But we always just recommend everyone to let us know what they're not doing, so we can. Because once we're on the site, we have to count everybody coming back. Because the worst thing that could ever happen is we leave somebody behind on the site that they're probably not clear about getting back. So.
Okay. So in the event, like say, maybe if I want to meet up with a friend who I worked with for many years, he's from Ghana, I just let you know in advance, so I'll be accounted for, so you won't look for where's Wesley at.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Because you're just dealing with a lot of people and a lot of moving and a lot of everything bags. Everything has to just be. We have it set to where there's no loss of anything, no missing of anything. So just so you have plenty of days where if you want to stay back at a hotel and you want to have business meeting, you want to go out to connect with someone, do certain things. The tour is set up that way. The only thing I'm letting everyone know that to be fair to everybody, we just have something on the itinerary for the entire time. That way they can go out, but at the same time too, you can miss anything you want to miss. And also back to the hot water situation, because I don't want to freak anybody out. Anybody literally who literally just, if you don't want to be at One Africa, just send your request, and I'll put you at the almond tree and work that out. So I was looking to connect with Amicus to get her on the call. We'll see if we get on the next call and she'll talk about the One Africa Resort. But it's part of the same set of videos that we shot and we recorded her talking about these things. So the fun thing about One Africa is this: you're never in the room. So honestly, I didn't even know that they didn't have a TV or a phone. So it took me like 7 years before I even knew that. But anyway, the almond tree is a great spot, and I just really wish we had something where we could just put everybody at one place. But we have a vision of maybe one day getting the property right by her and investing in One Africa and just expanding the resort and creating a so-called luxury aspect of it, where like Wesley, we'll be able to just have hot water and certain things, and things like that. But nevertheless, let me mute you and let me not hold everybody up.
Okay, I appreciate it.
So let me know if you have any last questions, and I'll just open things up. Everybody else, so we close.
One more question: the
Sure.
mosquitoes in the canopy walk hike tour. What is your thoughts on that?
I never think about any mosquitoes. It's. I mean, if you're talking about the canopy walk, or you're trying to debate about, I would worry more about. Go ahead.
When you go through the hike tour, you said it's like did you say it's like not a?
It's a rainforest.
Rainforest. So obviously there's going to be a lot of bugs and stuff like that. So the dress code would be long pants, short pants, or what are you recommending?
I got my sandals on, not like the hiking. I got my hiking sandals on. I got my cargo shorts on, and I got my short sleeve shirt on, and I'm having a blast. And I'm just looking out to make sure no snakes are jumping on my neck, and then just having a good time there. It's just fun. It's nothing to be scared of. But the main thing about it is to make sure you have a good footwear. So we prefer like some kind of hiking shoes or even sneakers with some good grip, because the rocks sometimes are slippy. You climb up to the forest. But it's more for the adventurers. For those who have to really wonder about it, it's definitely not going to be for you. We don't want anybody to be uncomfortable. We'd rather for most people just to go enjoy the massages and sit in front of the ocean of One Africa and take in the tranquility in this, and then think about the fact that you have to leave tomorrow and that you may not want to leave.
Well, I've seen the video with you and your son and the other group, so I'm pretty open to that.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't see one of you screaming. I couldn't stop.
Yeah, I did, but it's all good.
Yeah, so family, that's our itinerary. It's filled with repatriation, business, investment, nightlife, shopping, adventuring, swimming, diving, everything except for zip lining. All right, so family, the line is open. I just went through the entire itinerary, our tour overview, our traveling, packing, hotel operation, connecting to Amsterdam, and that's literally how our whole tour unfolds through that, and that's based on all of the things we've prepared and went through. I had someone, line 9239, your line was open. Did you have a question?
Okay, yes. This is Takesha again from Lewis via Texas. I have a question in regards to mosquitoes. I know some people are concerned about malaria. How do you all deal with that?
I mean, those things are actually not a problem. I mean, I know that it's, people talk about it in the country. It's not an issue. So, what I recommend as far as anyone who have an issue with mosquitoes, just get you some insect repellents. If you allergic to certain things, make sure you get something that works with your skin and system. But I would recommend just wear long pants at night, spray your arms. But I don't want to take away from the ladies wearing their dress or skirt. Just spray your legs and don't put a bunch of sweet stuff on your body, and you'll be fine. It's not a situation where someone may get bit by a mosquito and they get malaria, they die or something. It's never that situation. But at the same time, so we tell everyone to consume as less of the local water as possible, because your body is not ready to really handle that, because you're only there for a short period of time. So we'll have the access to where we just put we'll order a whole bunch of bottled water for the entire journey. Everybody just put a few CDs in. So that's one of the access of what we have. And then we just recommend that you just don't go and order food out above someone who just maybe have an establishment above a sewer. So things like that, and then all of the food are prepared, especially the dinner by this, the restaurant or this gourmet restaurant. So all those things are taken in place to make sure that everything that you put in your body is safe as possible to where you have less issue. And then if you do have an issue, we have nothing but holistic doctors that's on the path of our journey. So, so we have those things all worked out.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Excellent. And basically all I went through was the entire itinerary. So if you're looking back through the itinerary, you have any questions or you're not clear on certain things, send me an email, send me a text, or just call me directly if you want to talk about anything. My goal is to get rid of a lot of certain questions, because when we get there, we want you to focus on enjoying your study. You can start focusing on asking certain questions about the country, about the business investment, how things are going. Is America going to come there and take over the country? Is the American embassy really an embassy, or is it a military base? All those are like great questions, and we just love to entertain more of those, and it just bring more clarity to the experience of the country. So family, we are leaving May 23rd, so we have, we're on that countdown. So we have several weeks left, so let's keep in touch. And the Atlanta group of people, I'll definitely connect with everyone. Once I get these supplies in, my goal is to meet every single person that lives in the Atlanta area before we leave. That way I can give you the supplies in your hand. That way I have less things to carry. I've never been able to pull that off, but we're doing everything way ahead of time this year. So family, you take care. I look forward to connecting and meet with everybody, and us sharing and enjoying this incredible journey of a lifetime. So I'm going to unmute everybody.